So your task is to search for perfect people first. The point of being able to do Boolean search effectively is to get there ahead of your competition. So you want to think, who is the closest match to our requirements? In other words, they have everything on the shopping list. They have the skills, they have the experience, they have the job title, they have the compatibility when it comes to the organizations that they've worked for or the industry that they've worked in. Bingo, they're a perfect match. Add them to my pipeline in order to reach out to that individual. So that's what we're looking for in perfect people first. But also, who do we want to reach out to first? We want to reach out to people who exactly meet our criteria, not sort of kind of meet our criteria. We absolutely want to get people who are zoomed in right on in terms of exactly what we're looking for with their skills and experience. And we want to zoom right in on people before the competition so that we get there to have that conversation with them, to get them engaged in the process, to sell our EVP and open them up to conversations with the hiring manager. When it comes to zooming in on people perfect first, we need to identify a couple of things. What companies would my ideal candidate work in? What location would they be based in? And we can add filtering options like what industry would they be in? What university or college would they have attended in order to see that these people are perfect matches for a particular criteria. Think about those type of demography experience or the kinds of companies or locations that they're based in order to segment our results right down to the 10 or 15 or 20 individuals who meet every single part of our criteria. Ultimately, this means that you will reach out to less people, and that's fine, because these are exactly the right people that you want to get in touch with. You'll be able to actually have an engaging conversation. You'll be able to personalize your message because you're only sending it to 20 individuals, not 50, not 100, not 200. Zooming in on perfect people first is the best way to use your time. So for example, I want to find an individual who works for a management consulting firm. That's the criteria as part of my hiring criteria. I want people with this type of experience who work for a managing consulting firm. So what are management consulting firms? What are some examples of organizations like that? Well, I can simply write a Boolean string that contains the names of management consulting firms. So for example, I have a Boolean string here for loads of different types of management consulting firms like Bearing Point or Booz Allen or Boston Consulting Group or its synonym BCG or Capgemini or Cognizant, Deloitte, EY. And I simply just write that in a Boolean string with R in between each one of those terms. Remember, anywhere that it's two or more words, like Boston Consulting Group, must be written in our double quotations. If I simply apply that to my criteria in the company field, here's where I can input a Boolean search string, put it into the company field here, then I get just search results of people who who currently work in that particular organization. If they work for those organizations, they are more likely to be more applicable to our search results in this instance. Another example of working for perfect people first. Maybe it's having attended a particular university or college. Maybe it's a university or college in Madrid because they have to have an affinity with the area. I'm not necessarily looking for people who currently live in Madrid. I'm going to open my search to people who attended university there because I'd like to bring them back to Madrid, perhaps from another rural part of Spain, or perhaps to signify that they speak the language, for example, they speak Spanish. Well, here is a list of universities in Madrid written in Spanish and written in English as well. So I can simply just write that up as a Boolean search string, remembering, of course, anywhere that I have two or more words, I write them in my double quotations, putting or in between each one and applying that to my search criteria within my LinkedIn. So here I simply just copy and paste that Boolean search string into the school field in LinkedIn. And that will narrow my search results down to just those who have gone to university in Madrid. Alternatively, when it comes to finding people first, we're looking at who is in my immediate network that might be suitable, or who is in my second degree network, and do I have a connection to that in order to be suitable? And I simply just toggle between each of those criteria. I click on first in order to only just get those who are my direct connections on LinkedIn, or I tick on second in order to get just those who are connections of my connections on LinkedIn to look at my network in that particular area.